God, we are shit, aren't we? Um, there is so much to say. I know I've not made a video in a while. I was hoping that over this period of not making videos, the team would figure it out and they'd get better. It's just getting worse. Um, and it's only just at the moment just getting worse and worse. Normally I'd start with the starting formation and I'd go, okay, this is what Marty was thinking. He made these changes. It doesn't matter. I'll pick out a couple of players, but in general, they were all pathetic. Let's be honest. Normally I'd look at a couple of highlights, um, but there's some real problems, real problems. And there'll be a lot of people blaming the manager. And I think from what I've heard as well, 'cause I'll give you the context. I went to Birmingham once, watched, just meet with a couple of friends, go to the pub, watching the game, and then first 10 minutes I was like, well, okay, I was kind of like, oh, playing into this, watch this. After a while, I was like, I just talk to my friends, and then watching it just unravel like do you know what I mean? Towards the end, just like kind of, when you hold up, you go to the beach and you hold sand and it just starts running through your fingers onto the floor. That was our tactics. And some people might be crazy. I still don't blame Marty. I think so not fully blame him. Some people are fully blaming the manager. I still think the rot on this players. Considering we've played 13 games, we're just one day into November, and this is how we're playing. It reminded me of especially the second half performance. Can you remember the game against Southampton we played at home? I think Che Adams could have had a hat trick. I think he only got one goal, but he could have had three. The way we ended that game was just god awful. Like it genuinely, I don't play FIFA, and it reminded me of playing FIFA where I'm just like spamming slide tackle button, and a Coley for the last near goal. I can't remember what his name is. The striker that was there loses the ball to him. Then all these players they just run around. It's pathetic. It is honestly pathetic. This team, they're entitled. Um, on paper they are better than Blackburn, and I keep saying this, but I want to give before I go and bash into this team. If any Blackburn fans are watching, you were the better team throughout 90 minutes. Thoroughly deserve it. Player for player, we have better players. I think Blackburn will be happy to admit that as well. But what they had was they were drilled, they were technical, they were hard working. The basics, they were hard working, and we didn't have any of that. Maybe in the first few minutes, there was a couple of players with a couple of moves where let's just give it down the right hand side to JJ and Fatawa and let's see what they can do with it. But as the game got on, these players, honestly, um, I can understand why people are blaming the manager. I'm still not. I still don't think he's mostly at fault. I think the situation he's been put into has been awful. The players have given up. Marty, the problem is these players, if they give up, get them gone. Bring in Aluko, bring in Michael Golding, bring in players that actually want to be here. Some of these contracts we've got, Christensen today, oh my God, lads, we've got him till 2028. Did you see him for the second goal? He was walking back, didn't want to put a tackle in, just kind of like, give him a jog alongside, easy route past. Um, just some of these people that have something to prove. So Morey's been out of the team for a bit, looked pathetic. Christensen looks crap. And these players should be going right. I've been out of the squad for a bit, either through injury or whatever reason. This is my opportunity to get back in. Did they prove it? No. It's time to bin all these off, get them gone, and get players that actually want to be here. I don't care if we play, and I've said mentioned before. I think the level of the 23s and the championship is a big level, but I'd rather have people that want to be here. Get these players gone. Some of the entitlement, it's reminding me of last season. Um, and if Marty keeps playing these players, I can understand why people start to blame him. I think the situation he came into is awful, and he isn't as fault at that. That was the club, but it's rearing its head again. And if it carries on like this, boy, this is going to be a long season again. It's just going to be if we take away the Enzo season and we saw like what Enzo is doing as a class manager he is. It's if you take away that season, those 3 seasons that followed it, um, it's a carbon copy again. So Marty needs to sort this out, and I still give him time. But if you keep playing these players that are just bozos, we're going to expect bozo performances. We did play some good things at some time, but if you just expect to rock up and go, easy lads, these guys are 21st in the table. This is exactly the same mentality that got us relegated from the Premier League twice. And there's no stopping us potentially going down to the Championship, so the League One, because it's not that you can't just turn up and go, just put in 20%, 30%. We're expected to beat them. It's awful. It really is. And it is as bad as it was. And I hoped over these last few games, Marty be able to go, right, let's change some stuff up and get players that want to be here. Aaron Ramsey, it's awful that he got injured. However, we can't just rely on that. Play the players that want to be here, bin the rest of them off. And some of these contracts of the players, because every year, I think, so since the year we went down, we're like, right, okay, now the rebuild continues. So that year we got Tillemans out, we got Perez out, we got Syunchu out on a free, and we were just waiting. And this year we did some more good work. We got JJ out and McAteer out, Connor Cody out. I was like, okay, we're making some good progress. And then I looked to some of the players that are on contract. Some of the players are out this year. Again, Samore, Daka, you're like, sure. Are you? Yep, that's understandable. Begovic, again, I've not seen him, but Begovic was supposed to be the guy in the dressing room that kind of brings people together. This is where I think we're going to need him. But then you're looking at some other players in 2020. Ricardo's going, Winks is going. But then you look at some of the players that are still here then. Vestergaard's still going to be here, who actually looked like he gave a little bit of a toss at times today, which is more than I could say for some of the others. You're looking at Fass is still going to be here till 2027. Christensen's here till 2028. Luke Thomas is here till 2029. Oh, we're going to go old and grey and we're going to retire by these time the guys leave the club. Skip's going to be here till 2029 as well. So I wish it would improve, but I'm hoping Marty gets this because I can understand why people are pointing fingers. But in reality, let's say we get him out and you get your wish, rubbish, everything out. Who do we get in? John Rudkin wanted Chris Wilder. And that's the level that he's looking at. He wanted Steve Cooper. So is that the kind of manager you want? We aren't going to, and I've said, oh, get Ange. Ange ain't coming. Let's be real. He's not coming. Who do you honestly, realistically want? Because at the moment, it's shocking. I just don't know. These passenger princesses, get them gone. They just need to turn up, put in a decent performance, and the King Power don't ask for a lot. And I'm glad that they stayed on the island and they got the abuse, not abuse, but like they were held accountable by the fans because some people were clapping. Look, that's your right to. I don't agree at all. I don't think I'd blue the place, but I'd probably stand there with my arms crossed, just like kind of shaking my head. But they're right to say you're not fit to wear the shirt because you're not. Majority of those on the pitch are not fit to wear the shirt. Not because you don't have the ability. You don't have the skills. You've got the skills, but your behaviours are crap and your behaviours are terrible. And if you don't want to fight for the club, get people that do. Get people from the academy and give them a shot. I will take us going down to League One if we at least play some youth, get some youth in the team and bin off these lot and go, look, unless you sort your attitude out, you're not getting the first team. See if your agent can find you somewhere else because whatever's happening, and I thought this, I was so excited for the beginning of the season. I was so excited. Looked at Fiorentina performance and thinking, okay, we're gonna have a points deduction, but I can see as long as we're building something, and I think we kind of are. But the more that we keep playing these crap players, the more problems we're gonna have. So it's it's awful. It really is. And Blackburn were clearly the better side over the 90 minutes, created the better opportunities. Um, they had more tenacity, more grit, more fight, determination. Again, and that's pathetic considering they're playing away. They play like the home team. We played like, I'll be honest, even pre-season's not this bad. Even pre-season, it's not this bad. And people will be, again, pointing my fingers at the manager. And I think we still need to give him more time. But again, I blame the players, I blame the ownership, and then I blame the manager because the manager has the least say in this. He's been dealt a bad hand. We've got some money for some players. We bought in some loan players on the last day of the season. He's lost one of them to injury. But starting to play certain players, and I can see what he's trying to build. But Marty, I can understand why it's not if it's not working. And you keep saying, and I like him. His post-match interviews are quite good because he kind of tells it how it is. But you've got to tell it how it is, otherwise you turn into Connor Cody. Tell it how it is and sort it out. Look, it wasn't good enough, blah blah blah. But this is what we're going to do to sort it. And the sorting out is just people that want to be here because I'm fed up, man. I'm genuinely fed up, and I don't enjoy it at all. I want to come here and actually and break down the foot. You know what I'm like. Break down the formations. Go the two. Okay, then maybe we could try this, and maybe we could try this, and or maybe we could try and get the best out Ricardo in an inverted position, etc. We can't even do that until we sort out the basics. Can you kick a ball? Can you, if in doubt, launch it? Can you put a tackle in that will shows that you care? Because the King Power loves that. Every crowd loves that. Do you remember when we played against Millwall and when I was watching the game and we were sloppy. There was a player, what was his name? What was it? Leonard? I think Kramer or Leonard? Kramer, I think his name was. Every time the ball comes to him, hits it long, like hits it and gets it gone. And that's fine. But yeah, we are in a mess. And when this point deduction comes, and I just want the squad is just whoever comes out. You can I like Ramsey, I like Carranza. Carranza on the fence about JJ. I love. Um, I can see what they're bringing to the team, but it feels like it's such a long time, and this infestation has gone so deep. I thought Marty had come in and changed that, and he's not a miracle worker. And I think we've got to stick with him because what's the alternative? And there's lots of old people moaning. Um, I've heard Jamie on BBC Radio Leicester, just when I was listening to it on the way back home, going, "Get him gone. We're playing this tippy tapper football." And I was like, "Well, we've got to move with the times. You can't be the 4-4-2 crew. There's a reason why people don't play two up top in pretty much what League One, Championship, Premiership, etc. They don't. And when we've tried to, it's not working. So I the old style doesn't work. It's not the game's moved. The future is now, and you've got to play this newer style. But you've before that, what I agree with Jamie Worth, do the basics well. If the ball is coming to you, like a Coley towards the end of that minute where we were hanging on for dear life, even though it's 2-0 down, hit it long up the pitch. Give them back into formation and then go, cool. Then let's just try and absorb, get the ball and try and play it. It feels like we're just playing anxiety football. And part of the anxiety is that players go, I don't want it. Give it to somebody else. Let them deal with it. And then, yeah, the way that last bit, they came together and they decided to the way that they decided to have their players in the formation, and then they're just like it's like even ants like 20 ants work together as part of this. They were just individuals just flailing. just flailing all of them. And there was two Blackburn players, one with the ball, nice pass across. It was a lovely move by them. They wanted it more. And that's all it was. They wanted it more. There was a runner, nobody picked him up, and he just put the ball wide. And that deserves so much credit because they aren't as good a team. And Blackburn, I don't mean this with disrespect, but I think you know that coming into this team, like, geez, look, Leicester, look at some of the players that they've got. And just from front to back, this is getting worse. And I don't know what the next step is. But that's also one of the reasons why I've not been making content because I've been doing I see what's happening, especially now, and I go, I've been here on this channel, and you've got look, I've done like 600 videos. I've been here, I've seen what is happening, and I wish it turns around because over so far. I felt like it's annoying, but there's some positives to work on. We've got the positives, and I still think there kind of is, but the main thing that has changed is the attitude, and we've not seen it out of the last four. If we take the last three seasons, we didn't see it last year. We saw it the year before. We didn't see it the year before that, and that side was strong. And you almost need to turn back the time to the year before to go, look, these players have attitude and they care. Because in reality, a lot of them do not care and they don't want to be here and they want to sulk and they want to moan. And do you know what? You've got to use in management different techniques for different people. But you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And as somebody that I've managed and mentored people before, there are different ways of dealing with those situations. But if you try, and when people go, what's happening with this person or why are they underperforming? As a manager, you get it. And you are the first person to go, you are responsible for them. I don't care about what they're doing, but what is happening? And you have the authority to go, look, we've got to reduce your role or change it up or and I think they'll all just be like, oh well, nothing we can do here now, or and they just get into that mentality. And I just need to literally slap around the face, go, wake up or get out. Don't be here. Move on, because I'm not doing this again for 3 out of 4 years. Last year was one of the worst years ever as a Leicester fan. Before that, it was 2022, 2023. Even the year that we went down from the Championship to League One didn't feel as bad because at least we didn't have the quality then of the squad. We had the quality 2023. 2022, 2023. We had the quality, not last year. We spent poorly, and with the manager recruitments were just awful. And then they've put the fingers in the ears. They don't talk to the fans, and they'll do the same this year. And I can't be arsed with it because all it's just going to come into is me slagging off the club once again. And I've done it. I've just done it now. And I'll be honest, I don't want that reputation. I don't want the reputation of me just becoming the guy that, kind of Arsenal fans TV is known about just for slagging off the club. And I'd rather say nothing, even though it's super important. But I'll be honest, lads, there's bigger things than football. And it's been nice having a break and going out and meeting people and using my weekends for the things and enjoying life a lot more. And football is becoming not just a chore. I'm using life to get away from football, which is not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to use it to enjoy it. And you know what? I can disagree with, Marty might. No, I want to describe why did Marty make this tactical substitution? Why did he put this player here and that helped change the formation? Or do you know what? I'm glad he tried it, but it didn't quite work. I want to be talking like this. I can't talk about like that until we get the basics done. Players are getting booed when they come onto the pitch. It's an awful place to be, and it's not been great for the last few years. But I'm really hoping that it turns around because I can't be asked doing another year of just depression football, and just like not because of the qualities there, because the behaviours aren't there, because of the entitlement and the levels of entitled behaviour we're expecting from these players, and it's getting worse. So that's why I've come out and made the video because I'm just like, what is the point? But anyways, a little rant over. I know I don't make videos as frequently. It's just because there is very little positive to say at the moment. I just thought, I'm hoping that this is the bit where we go, whatever's happening here, whatever you're doing, Marty, the pressure is on your head. You've got to switch it up. You've got to change it because you will be blamed. And we can't get a better manager than what we've got. And we've made the mistake before. We've chopped and changed with Steve Cooper and Van Nistelrooy, and now Marty. We're flailing as well, and it's just in a really bad state. I'm hoping we can change it. I always want the best for this club. That's one thing. I always try and think about what is the best for the club for the long term. And I don't see it with the management. And in terms of not Marty, as in the top and Rudkin, and the players are just becoming boring because it's the same conversations again and again. If there's an update, I'll bring you on. But I'll be honest, I can't be bothered to keep talking about some nonsense when I'd rather do something better with my life. Anyway, it's because I love this club so much, but at the same time, you've got to look after your mental as well. So those out you that watch Leicester and continue to watch it, I appreciate you and sticking with the channel, but understand why I've distanced myself from the football because of performances like this. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. Thank you for all of you that stay subscribed to the channel and continue to watch. I really do appreciate it. Not interested in trying to make money off this. It's more about just getting my opinions out there. Like, subscribe. See you on the next video. So goodbye.